Cleopatra was born in 69 BCE in Alexandria, the vibrant Egyptian city founded by Alexander the Great, which would become the center of her life and power. She belonged to the Ptolemaic dynasty, a Greek lineage that had ruled Egypt since Alexander's conquest. Yet, despite being a foreigner by Egyptian standards, Cleopatra always showed a deep love for her country. This fascinating queen is remembered as one of history's most iconic women, whose actions and choices would shape Egypt's fate and how the world remembers this civilization. From an early age, Cleopatra displayed intelligence, ambition, and insight. With these natural gifts and her upbringing in one of the most culturally rich and advanced cities of the ancient world, she had all the tools needed to shape her destiny and secure her place in history. Cleopatra became known not only for her beauty but, above all, for her intelligence and strategic skills. She had an impressive ability to understand the political landscape and seize opportunities to her advantage. This talent helped Cleopatra amass a vast fortune and earn the respect and admiration of many people of her time. To the Egyptian people, Cleopatra was more than a ruler. She was seen as a living goddess, often associated with Isis, the symbol of protection and fertility, and later also linked to the Greek goddess Aphrodite. With a striking personality and sharp mind, Cleopatra maintained political control and made bold decisions that reinforced her power and influenced Egypt's stability. Throughout her reign, she used her intelligence to preserve Egypt's autonomy in a world increasingly dominated by Rome, ensuring her country remained strong and resilient. Cleopatra received an exceptional education, studying subjects like philosophy, literature, mathematics, and astronomy, knowledge that few possessed at the time. Additionally, she was a talented linguist, mastering between 7 and 8 languages, something rare even among the elite. Her ability to communicate directly with leaders of various nations without intermediaries gave her a strategic advantage, allowing her political negotiations to be more effective and enabling her to deeply understand the people with whom she interacted. Unlike her Ptolemaic predecessors, Cleopatra was the first to learn the Egyptian language, demonstrating a unique respect and connection with the people she ruled. This decision not only increased her popularity among Egyptians, but also solidified her position as a leader who not only governed but identified with local culture and traditions. Cleopatra's appearance has always sparked great curiosity and fascination, both in ancient times and today. She is often portrayed in popular culture as a woman of exceptional beauty, but historical records and coins from her time depict a more complex image. The portraits of Cleopatra engraved on coins show her with distinctive features, such as a prominent nose and strong face, which may not have aligned with contemporary beauty standards. However, her appeal was not limited to physical beauty. Cleopatra possessed a captivating presence and magnetic personality that left a lasting impression. For many scholars, her true beauty lay in her intelligence, self-confidence, and ability to captivate those around her. She mastered the use of perfumes and cosmetics, essential tools for reinforcing her image of power and divinity. Thus, even if her physical appearance was debated, her skill in shaping her image and presenting herself as a living goddess, associated with figures like Isis and Aphrodite, was a strategy that transcended the simple question of beauty. One of the most intriguing aspects of Cleopatra's life was her strategic alliances and relationships with two of Rome's most powerful men, Julius Caesar and, later, Mark Antony. These relationships were far more than mere romances. They were carefully calculated political alliances aimed at securing Egypt's safety and prosperity in the face of Rome's expansion. When Julius Caesar arrived in Egypt, Cleopatra, who was embroiled in a throne dispute with her brother Ptolemy XIII, saw an opportunity. After a series of dramatic events, including Cleopatra's famous entry rolled up in a carpet to meet Caesar, they formed an alliance that led to her return to the throne and the unification of Egypt. From this relationship came Ptolemy Caesar, or Caesar Ion, who solidified Cleopatra's position of power and, in a sense, maintained a connection with Rome. After Caesar's death, Cleopatra allied herself with Mark Antony, another powerful Roman general. Together, they formed a political and personal union that made them famous throughout antiquity. Antony and Cleopatra had children, and she continued to influence the general's decisions, solidifying her position as queen. However, this alliance also sparked inevitable conflict between Antony and Octavian, Caesar's nephew, who viewed Cleopatra as a threat to Roman supremacy. The beginning of Cleopatra's reign was marked by intense internal conflicts. Her brother and co-regent, Ptolemy XIII, sought to consolidate absolute power, threatening Cleopatra's control over Egypt. The tension between them culminated in a civil war, and Cleopatra was temporarily exiled to Syria. Determined to reclaim her throne, she gathered an army and returned to Egypt, courageously launching a campaign to re-establish her rule. It was during this time that Cleopatra met Julius Caesar, who became a crucial ally. In an impressive act of boldness, she presented herself to Caesar wrapped in a carpet, surprising him. This encounter resulted in both a political and personal alliance. With Caesar's support, Cleopatra managed to defeat Ptolemy XIII, securing her place as Queen of Egypt. Together, they unified the country and strengthened Cleopatra's position as a legitimate leader. In addition to reclaiming her throne, Cleopatra and Caesar had a son, Caesar Ion, who would serve as a powerful link between Egypt and Rome, further enhancing Cleopatra's political standing. With her return to the throne, she not only ensured Egypt's future, but also demonstrated her skill in using strategic alliances to consolidate her power and protect her country. After Julius Caesar's death, Cleopatra returned to Egypt at a precarious moment for Rome. Amidst a period of power struggles, she formed a new alliance with Mark Antony, Caesar's general and ally. In addition to sharing a political bond, Cleopatra and Antony fell in love, and Cleopatra used this alliance to further solidify her position and Egypt's influence over the Eastern Roman territories. Cleopatra and Antony had children together, and their union not only strengthened their kingdoms but also posed a challenge to the power of Octavian, Caesar's nephew and Antony's main rival in Rome. Octavian viewed Cleopatra as a threat to Roman supremacy and used her relationship with Antony as justification to declare war on Egypt. This conflict culminated in the famous Battle of Actium, a decisive naval confrontation where Cleopatra and Antony's forces were defeated by Octavian's troops. The defeat at Actium marked the beginning of the end for Antony and Cleopatra. Rather than face capture, the two chose to end their lives, a final act of control over their fates. Cleopatra's death symbolized the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty and Egypt's absorption as a Roman province. Her life and death became legendary, symbolizing resilience and the unyielding pursuit of power and the preservation of her country. Cleopatra's story goes far beyond the battles and alliances that shaped her journey. She teaches us about the power of intelligence, the importance of strategy, and the courage to fight for what one believes in, even in the face of immense challenges. In a male-dominated world, Cleopatra used her mind and charisma to preserve her country and legacy, becoming one of history's most remembered and admired figures. Her life shows us that leadership goes beyond titles and that true power lies in determination and resilience. To this day, Cleopatra is celebrated for her vision and her ability to influence the fate of a nation. If you enjoyed learning about Cleopatra's story and want more content on inspiring historical figures, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share in the comments which figures you'd like to see here. Together, let's explore the past and the valuable lessons it offers us.